Let's talk more rugby with the first Secretary of the British Embassy, Mr. Stephen Lysat. Kasama din natin ang members ng Philippine Volcanoes. Andito sina Harry Morris, Jason Lynch at Sean Lynch. Guys, welcome to the score. Thank you for braving all the way from Calamba.
Straight from training.
Straight from training. We started off with Mr. Stephen. Well, we all know now that there's a big, the Rugby World Cup is happening right now in England. Sir, can you tell us about why is England such a big venue, such a big destination for the sport of rugby?
Well, at the moment we've got teams from some of the best athletes from all around the world coming to play rugby in the UK in the Rugby World Cup. There's cities all across England, from London to Newcastle to Birmingham, Manchester, and many others. It's a huge celebration. I mean, guys such as with us today, I mean, these are at the pinnacle. These are great sportsmen, dedicated their life to it. But rugby's a game for people to enjoy. Down in Brighton at the weekend, you had people from Japan and people from South Africa mingling, just having a real celebration. You know, rugby, it's not just for the very best and the best sportsmen amongst us. It's such a real celebration for everyone to get involved in.
Now, Sir Steph, you have the great campaign to help promote rugby here in the Philippines. Could you tell us about this campaign?
Yeah, the great campaign is just the basic idea is we want to try and share with friends in the Philippines some of the things that we really like about the UK. Sport, culture, music. We have so much in common with people from the Philippines, and we bring people and our best ideas over here. And we do events like we did at the weekend, where we brought together about 600 people, men, women of all ages, to play rugby. And it's just a great sharing of some of the values that makes our relationship so special and so close.
And now at the forefront of the rugby movement here in the Philippines are the Philippine Volcanoes. I'd like to ask Harry, what can you say about the state of the sport in the country today? You guys just came from a SEA Games gold medal, so congratulations with that. What can you say about the rugby in the Philippines right now?
Well, I think that we're on a high at the moment. Obviously, we came off the back of a gold medal, but as a nation, it's still a very young sport. It's still developing, so the awareness is still growing. We're focusing on developing our local league, making provinces have their own teams, and we're doing the PRFU are doing a great job at that at the moment. Our national team, the men's and the women's, are still striving to compete with the best in Asia and get to the Olympics and World Cup maybe in 2019. But from now on, it's our focus is the Olympics, which is November in Hong Kong qualifiers.
Sean, I understand that the Philippine Volcanoes are #4 in Asia. What are you guys doing to help promote rugby in the grassroots level here in the country?
At the moment, I think, Harry, how many development officers do we have in the Philippines? 14. I think we've got 14 development officers across the country developing the game at the grassroots level. And also, I'm sure Harry could probably tell you a little bit more about the grassroots level, but I'm sure the PRFU are doing as much as they can to develop the game.
Well, I'm curious. For some people, there's a misconception that rugby is hard to play. It's hard to find a place where you can play rugby. Maybe you can tell us how easy it is to actually have a game of rugby, and where can somebody like me or Anton go to play rugby on a regular basis?
So basically all you need is a football. Okay, if you've got a football and you've got a number of players, all you need is a patch of grass, or you can play it indoors, or you can play touch or different variations. So you don't really require that much equipment to play rugby, so it's quite easy actually.
What about, to be more specific, like for example, I want to get to learn to play rugby. What are some places I can go to get to know the game and actually play it? Jason?
You could go to places you could go to learn and play. There's various different rugby clubs around the country. You know, which operate at amateur and semi-professional levels. So there's as we said, there's 14 development officers working, and at Cebu, and obviously Harry could.
And you mentioned that even girls also are into the sport.
Oh yeah, yes. Girls are obviously into the sport in the rugby program, and also in the non-contact touch rugby versions as well. It's very obviously a very young sport, but it's growing and growing and growing, and a lot of people, even in the orphanages, are coming through and progressing through the junior ranks. So it's really good.
Sir Steph, just curious, to fans who actually go to the UK right now to see the Rugby World Cup, what can they expect?
first of all, you can expect fantastic sportsmen, incredible power and pace, but also a great deal of flair. So that the game itself is really exciting, but it's just a real festival inside and outside of the games. Rugby's renowned for people having a good time before the game, after the game, talking about the match and all of the things that they've seen. The game itself is obviously really important. Everyone wants to win, but it's so much more than that. It's visiting the cities, it's traveling around the country, meeting people from all around the world, and really just celebrating the sport and being in our country and all the things that offers.
Big news over the weekend was Japan beating the team from South Africa. Is there a specific team that you're personally rooting for, Sir Steph?
Well, I'm English, so I've obviously got to support the home team, the English. But I mean, there's loads of them. I think what's really interesting with the Japanese, they've become huge celebrities in England, all across the UK. I think all around the rugby world for the performance they put in, the pride, the passion, and the real flair that they showed. I mean, they were terrific. So, even if it's not England playing, it's great to watch some of the other nations. They all have their own distinctive styles. The Welsh are renowned for their flair, the French and others. South Africans are for their great strength. And, so it's just a real spectacle to watch.
Harry, could you give us an update on the Philippine Volcanoes? What are you guys training for next, and where can we watch your games?
All right, so the upcoming tournament this weekend will be in Thailand. So we leave on Friday. We're currently in training camp at the moment. We have our game streamed online, and I think the highlights will be shown on ABS-CBN also on some other channels. After that, we have 4 days break, then we're straight into training camp for Sri Lanka. That's the 3rd stage of the 7th series. After that, we have 2 weeks, and then we're off to Hong Kong, where we have the Olympic qualifiers.
That's the big one in
That's
November.
the big one, yeah. So there the winner of that tournament gets a direct route to the Olympics and qualifies. The next 3 will have to play repechage games against other regions, such as Oceania, South America, or Europe. So ideally for us, we'd like to win that tournament and just be done with it and go straight to Rio.
Go straight to Rio.
And we can as well, because Japan are currently ranked by 1. We only lost by 2 points to them last year. We were beating them 2 weeks ago in China, and we unfortunately had a yellow card. We ended up losing, but we were winning most of the games. So yeah, that's a really big shot for us, and hopefully we can make the Philippines proud in that sense.
Well, best of luck, and thank you guys for coming here to the Score tonight. Sir Steph, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.